What's up, YouTube? You know what it is. It's your boy Easy Tech Joe, right back here with another video, man. And check this out, man. Welcome to my tool media. Check it out, man. So right here we got some new tools from Milwaukee that just dropped just recently, maybe a few so weeks ago, man. We're gonna go through it because a lot of you guys have questions about this particular tool set, man. Y'all ready for it? Let's go. All right, man, so check this out, man. Today, we have some new releases in the hand tool department from Milwaukee Tools. Now, we all know that they just recently dropped their electric coilless ratchets, their hybrids, as I like to call it, their mix of power and speed. And Milwaukee is known head over heels above everybody else for their power tools. But I'd like to actually shine light on their hand tools as well, just of recently, because they had a lot of tools that I didn't know about. And I was like, you know what, if I didn't know about a lot of these hand tools, then, you know, a lot of you probably don't either. But they do have new hand tools released. I've seen these tools at Milwaukee Pipeline last year when they invited me out to the Milwaukee Pipeline show last year. And I seen these and they caught my eye, and I was like, you know what, I got to get my hands on these to give these guys a try and to let everybody else know how they work out and if they're available or not, or if it's even worth it. You know what I mean? And so a lot of you had asked about their if they're ever going to come out with long versions of their Torx and hexes. Yes, they do. A lot of you asked about if they're going to come out with stubby Torx and hex. Yes, they have. And they all dropped simultaneously at the same time, man. So we're going to go through it, man. For sure. So right now, let's look into their hex sockets, okay? They're hex big sockets. Now, these are not impact rated. I know maybe the tip probably, you know, can get you kind of confused with that, but these are not impact rated sockets, okay? These are chrome sockets, okay? It's kind of like a satin type of matte type of finish. It's not necessarily like the shiny chrome like this ratchet right here, you know what I'm saying? But it's a good finish, a great finish. I do like it. They do have that signature flat base end right here. They call it the anti-roll feature, to where if you actually, like, you know, if you actually were to drop this like so right here, it's not going to roll away because of that flat end. It's going to stay put right there. And I love that about those sockets, man. A lot of people are skeptical, but until you actually use it, you don't really see the benefit of it until you're on the floor and your sockets start rolling away, right? A lot of you auto techs are not on the floor. A lot of you auto techs have their cars lifted up to the sky. But for you diesel technicians like myself that work on semi trucks, we are always on the ground working, right? So it's definitely a benefit, right? But these, it's an anti-roll system, and you can actually use a wrench on the base of it for extra torque. Not just, well, not really extra torque, but really extra clearance right here. Using this, my first time actually using this too, the Milwaukee adjustable wrench right here. But for better clearance, if you're in some kind of situation to where this ratchet, to where the ratchet is just too damn thick to fit into some kind of confined spaces, right? So it is kind of like a dual drive system, like your Astro Nanos or something like that, right? You can use a ratchet like so, and you can also use, bada boom, a wrench for better clearance to get into tighter spaces, right? All of these sockets are that way, even the stubbies, all right? Even the stubbies, all right? So we have your, right here, we have your metric and standard long hex bits right here. The metric goes all the way from 4 to, what's that, 10, all right? 4 to 10 in the metric. And then in the standard, it goes all the way from 1/8 all the way to 3/8, okay? That equals to about 10 millimeter in metric. So pretty wide range of basic set, all 3/8 drive. And then over here, we actually have the ball hex, okay? If you're not familiar with ball hexes are so that you can actually use the angle of the ball, right? You see that ball hex here? It's literally the same tool as your regular hex, except it has a ball end on the end. And that is for getting in those hex screws at an angle, all right? If you can't get it straight forward with a regular hex, right, and you have to work at an angle, kind of like a swivel head, right, this works in that same aspect like a swivel head or a universal socket, right? You can kind of get it at an angle and stick it in and give that baby a twist and turn to, you know, either tighten it up or to get that fastener off, right? So ball hexes are good for working at angles. Just think of it as a somewhat like a wobble socket, right? So to speak, right? For lack of better terms. For those of you that are new into the mechanic field and not familiar with tools, I'm just trying to give you a better insight on what it is for, all right? But they have the metric in the same 4 all the way up to 10 millimeter. And then the SAE ball hex, the same. I think it's like what? Yep. 1/8 all the way up to 3/8, okay? Which is a pretty wide range to set for a 3/8 drive set. And then in the middle right here, we have your long Torx bits, okay? Your very long Torx bits all the way from T8. I'm sorry, is that T8? Yes, T8 all the way to T60. All right. T50, I'm sorry, T50. This is a great set for, once again, a 3/8 drive system, right? So pretty damn cool for that, man. And then you have your triple squares, all right? Now, as a diesel technician work on some of my trucks, I don't use triple squares, probably never. I can't recall ever within my past years of being a diesel technician ever picking up a triple square socket, all right? But for you auto techs, you know, for you brand and model specific techs, like probably, I think, I don't know, maybe Hondas. I've heard some kind of auto techs of Hondas, I believe, using these kind of sockets. But auto mechanics, I know you're definitely going to use this, right? Triple squares. And then down here, we have your stubbies. Now, this is the stubby hex metric and the stubby hex standard, okay? I think it's the same in the metric. Oh, no, it goes down deeper. 2 to 10 millimeter, and then 1/16 all the way up to 3/8. Now, the stubbies are actually 1/4-inch drive sockets, just the same as your 3/8 drive sockets. 1/4-inch drive with that kind of dual drive system as well, using the wrench for better clearance if that ratchet is just too damn thick, right? So pretty cool on the actual stubbies, having that kind of clearance option. I like that, you know. And right here, we have the stubby Torx, all right? Once again, this is just a quick video to show you what they offer. I'll have all of these actually tagged into the description below, so you can look and see for yourself how much they price and how much they cost, if the price is worth it to you to try them out, if you're a new tech, if you want to give it a shot, right? But check it out from Milwaukee Tools, man. This is a stubby Torx. The stubby Torx, once again, 1/4-inch drive, all the way from T6, T8, all the way up to T50, okay? Pretty cool, man. Stubby sets, you can never go wrong with having stubby Torx and stubby hex, man, and stubby sockets in general, because that is definitely going to save your ass. You don't think it's going to save your ass for you new techs. You don't think it's going to save your ass until it ends up saving your ass, right? Especially for you diesel technicians like myself. You semi-truck techs, you don't think you need something like this until you do actually need something like this, okay? Check it out from Milwaukee Tools, man. I will have all these linked into the description below. Like I said, it's a pretty neat system. I'm glad they did finally come out with a long drive, because a lot of you had questions specifically at Pipeline about their long hexes and Torx and their stubby hexes and Torx. And here you go right here. Bada boom, right? I'm gonna have to get that trademark, because a lot of you guys notice that I say bada boom a lot, and I never even realized it until you pointed it out, right? But hey, here we are, right? Anyways, y'all know what it is, man. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff that YouTubers like to say at the end of their videos. Yep, you know what it is. Be easy.